The Breakers, one of Newport, Rhode Island mansions named after the waves that crash ashore to the base of the cliff behind the property. Do you remember my story about Marble House and its owner William Kissam Vanderbilt? This one was built by his brother Cornelius Vanderbilt II and his wife Alice. They hired the same architect, Richard Morris Hunt. The project started in 1893 and finished in 1895. Look at this magnificent Italian palace with a huge terrace overlooking the Atlantic Ocean. Imagine waking up to this every summer. I'm gonna go ahead and share a tidbit of information about this Gilded Age mansion and the people behind it. Cornelius Vanderbilt II, or Cornel, was the grandson of the Commodore Cornelius Vanderbilt, who earned his enormous wealth in his shipping and railroad companies in the 1800s. The Commodore's oldest son, William Vanderbilt, or Billy as people called him back then, inherited the bulk of his wealth. When Billy passed away in 1885, he left most of his fortune to two of his oldest sons, Cornel and William Kissam, $65 million each, about $2 billion in today's money. To keep up with the Joneses, these brothers felt the necessity to build their opulent summer cottages while residing in their New York City mansions. William and Alva built Marble House, Cornel and Alice, the Breakers. The Breakers has 70 rooms, nearly 3 times as big as the White House. I guess that was the norm of wealthy people back then during the Gilded Age, which took place around the 1870s until around 1900. Educated in Switzerland, Cornel was attracted to more refined pleasures than his brother William. Unlike William, Cornel was more concerned with business rather than social pursuits. He's more interested in religion rather than lavish lifestyles. As a matter of fact, he'd met Alice when they were both teaching Sunday schools together. Sadly though, their great-granddaughter Gladys would be the last Vanderbilt that lived in the Breakers, and I'll explain why. 4 years after the house was completed, Cornel died of a stroke in 1899 at the age of 55. Alice continued using the summer retreat until she died in 1934. Then one of their daughters, Gladys, took over. Gladys went ahead and married a Hungarian count and became a countess. When the breakers was built, there was no such thing as federal income tax. But in 1913, the 16th Amendment was ratified, after which the great fortune of the Gilded Age was exposed for the first time to taxation. Add property taxes and state taxes to the cost of repairs and maintenance. Few of these wealthy families could afford to keep their mansions anymore. In 1948, running loan funds, Gladys the Countess agreed to lease the house for $1 a year to the Preservation Society of Newport County. They began offering tours to the public, and the family moved up to the 3rd floor. This deal helped lower the taxes on the property, but they were still responsible for paying the taxes and major repairs. When Gladys died in 1965, her children realized they couldn't afford to keep the mansion anymore. In 1972, the family finally sold the house for a little over $365,000 and donated the furniture to the Preservation Society. It cost $7 million to build it in 1895. Such a big loss. But in return, Gladys's daughter Sylvia, or Sibby, can stay at the house for the rest of her life with her children Paul and Gladys, named after Sibby's mother. In 2013, the Society and Gladys had a fallout due to a disagreement about building a new visitor center. In 2015, the Preservation Society pointed out that Gladys and Paul's use of the 3rd floor could be ended at any time. In 2017, due to the safety hazard of the house, the Preservation Society requested Gladys and Paul to move out. That probably marked the end of an era for the family fortune legacy. I hope you enjoy the rest of the tour, and I'll see you in the next one.